Gets 18. And a fellow that you certainly...
And wherever you are across this great state of Nebraska, we hope that you enjoy our game this afternoon. To re-identify our crew along the sidelines today, former Husker standout wide receiver Frosty Anderson. By my side, former Nebraska linebacker Adrian Fiala. My name is Ray Scott, and our whole ETV crew is here ready, and we hope all able to send you the game your way. 28 is Bird, 22 is Pierce. Rocky Denny is kicking off. Oh my, deliberate, I don't know, but a tremendous break for that North team if it was strictly an accidental kick by Rocky Denny. I don't think he meant to do that.
I'm not sure that it was accidental. It looked like it was awful planned. Offensive backs and receivers. Aaron Sim at quarterback, Tracy Pierce at running back, Schaefer and Bradley the other running backs and wide receiver, Rader at tight end, and Doug Russell at split end. Rowe, Casper, Turkelson, Mapes, and Lance Lundberg in the line.
Russell is out wide to the left. The quarterback is Sem, number 10. The split backs are Schaefer and Pierce. Keeper.
Fumble, Ray.
Sem tried. I'm not sure what he was trying to do with the football, but it sure wound up not what the North wanted, and there's a loss in the play of about 3 yards back to the 45-yard line. Now, unfortunately, folks, for whatever reason, the numbers indicating the yard lines here at Memorial Stadium are just very difficult to read today.
There you see the defensive line, Fletcher, Willie, Lundgren, and Mahalik for the South. The defensive backs and linebackers, McMillian, Algibers, Perez, Montalvo, Rizak, Volkmer, and Mez.
The option play, fumble. And the South has the first turnover of the game. Schaefer, when he took the hit, and I'm not quite sure who made that hit.
It was Carlos Montalvo. Now watch the bottom of your screen. Number 29 is going to come in from the left, and he's going to strip the ball carrier right here. Here comes Montalvo right there. Knocks the ball loose. Excellent play by number 29, Carlos Montalvo from Omaha Gross. He's going on to Iowa Lake Community College. Good job.
Now this is the Maryland I. 3 backs in a tandem. Oh, boy. Adam Legault, who has an excellent arm. I'm sure he's a little bit tight right now, but he overthrew a wide-open receiver that would have come up with a big gain.
Offensive backs and receivers for the South. Adam Legault at quarterback, Spady and Cook, and Williams at the backs, Kelly Feynman at tight end, and Tom Hurt at split end. In the offensive line, Jason Hike, too bad he's not at center, Quentin Newyer, Jason Baker, Paulson, and Wendt in the offensive line.
So pass incomplete, 44-yard line of the North. The South has the ball, just underway, no score. 2nd down and 10 with Legault at quarterback. There goes Pierce. Or rather, Sherman Williams. Sherman Williams out of Omaha Central. And the South head coach told us yesterday, Jack Guggenmoss, that he hoped that he could get Williams into the open, that he could go all the way.
North defensive line, Danny Johnson, Doug Presser, David Noonan, Deco Jean-Baptiste. In the defensive secondary and backers, Kerry Newman, Mike Hines, Chad Misek, Edmund Bird, Preston Cowing, John Wemhoff, and Mike Anderson at the linebackers.
Williams picked up 7, 3rd down 3 for the South. Forward progress here just might be enough at the 34-yard line of the North before being hit back by Doug Presser, and it was Williams again, the ball carrier.
Here you see Sherman Williams once again, right up the middle. Fairly nice blocking up front. Sherman making about 2 yards right on his own.
It is indicated that forward progress is a half yard shy of a 1st down. It is 4th down, but the South is going for the 1st down on 4th and less than 1. Apparently Jack Guggenmoss and staff figure that this is 4-down territory. Wide to the left is Todd Hurt. 2 tight ends.
Oh, he's open.
Legault. Very good defensive reaction by Scott Prater, a defensive back, and the result is just enough for the 1st down.
Good fake right here. Everybody looking for that dive right there to over center, but then Legault, he had 2 options here. Run the ball. He had plenty of room to the outside, but a good hustle that time by the North team defense. He had a receiver wide open down the left-hand side also.
And he picked up the 1.5 yards for the 1st down at the 33-yard line of the North. There's no score, but the South on the move after recovering a fumble. Legault got a good block there to give him protection. A beautifully thrown pass that Kelly Feynman could not hold on to.
I'll tell you what, Ray, he was wide open initially on the play. Kelly Feynman, or Feynman, that is, coming across from, watch the top of your screen. I don't know if we'll get it all right here, but they got on the bootleg. And you'll see right here, Feynman right into his hands, and unfortunately he couldn't find the handle. 3 defenders around him to knock it loose, but he'll catch one. He comes from good stock. His dad played in this game in 1959, coached in this game in 76. That's what it was, 1976.
Second down 10. There was I like to call it a backward handoff, where he fakes the option, really, and Jason Spady wound up with the ball out of Imperial High, Chasen County. Gain 2 yards. Third down 8, 31-yard line of the North. 8:49 to play in a scoreless first quarter. North took the opening kickoff, fumbled several plays after that. South has moved to 1 first down and now faced with a 3rd down and 8 at the 31-yard line of the North. Hurt is again wide to the left, number 81. Nothing there at all as Sherman Williams is really met by Danny Johnson. I thought I saw number 70 there, Adrian.
There was a number 70 and a number 78, and that is Doug Presser. Doug came in from his tackle spot and also put the hit. There he is right there. Doug is 6'2", 220 pounds, going to UNO this fall. He was a Super State player last year. Ray, Super State is kind of the combined all-state team that we have here in Nebraska, kind of the elite of the all-state.
Volker is apparently going to try a 47-yard field goal. He could kick it out of a hold by Witten. Is that Witten holding? Yes. It has the distance. He hits it. A 47-yarder. A 47-yard field goal puts the South on the board as Neil Volker out of Southeast High School in Lincoln really showed this crowd here at Memorial Stadium, and a good crowd it is, a very strong way.
Well, Jack Guggenmoss told us yesterday that Neil Volker kicks soccer style. You'll see it right here again. Barely coming into the uprights, but it's good for 3. But he kicks a strong football. He kicks a very hard ball. A lot of soccer-style kickers will kick the ball very softly. Well, Neil kicks it real hard, according to Jack. Jack caught a ball that he caught. He said, my goodness, I can believe the velocity that the ball was traveling as you look on the bench there of the South squad. And he also said about Neil Volker, the kid is really a brilliant kid and a very intense kid, and he's a leader on this ball club and a very, very good football player.
We may have a key as to whether that opening kickoff was deliberate or not, because we now have Volker kicking off. He has replaced Denny kicking off.
Ray, I tell you, from the way that ball was kicked on the opening kickoff, I believe it was an intended onside kick.
Pierce and Bird are deep for the North as number 43, Neil Volker, and a new record for this Shrine Bowl Classic, a 47-yard field goal. Caught on the run by Bird to the 33-yard line of the North. So let's see what the North has coming up right now, as we expect to see Aaron Sem at quarterback. Yep, he's going out there, number 10. There's Bird, who carried the kickoff back. Good return.
Edmund Bird, 4 letters each in football, basketball, and track. A 96-yard pass interception return last fall, going to Ellsworth Community College.
Bradley, number 24, is wide right. First and 10 play for the North. And here comes Schaefer. It's pretty good yardage on first down. About 5 out to the 38-yard line. Hit out of bounds by J.C. Hansen, number 71 from Ogallala.
John Schaefer, 6 foot tall and 200 pounds. Real good size for running back out of North Platte, as you just saw. Wants to be a coach. Undecided as yet just where he will attend college this fall.
Cowing was in on that last play as another running back. Now it'll be Marcus Anderson. He plays a number of positions, number 20 does, from Creighton in Omaha. Sen. He had his left foot in bounds across the 50 at the 47-yard line, and he is the tight end, Corey Reeder.
That time, good pressure by J.C. Hansen from the backside. You'll see 71 giving pursuit right there, but Sem gets it off with no trouble. right into the waiting arms of Corey Reeder. Nice catch for Corey Reeder going to Wayne State this fall. Also quite a baseball player, a 4-year American Legion baseball player at Columbus, Nebraska.
Bradley comes into the game, and he'll be split out to the left along with Russell. So 2 wide receivers to the left, a 1st and 10 north at the 47-yard line of the South. Sen, good pitch. Oh, there's a great hit. There is a great one-on-one play by the man who kicked the record field goal a moment ago, Neil Volker.
Well, we talked earlier about how intense he is. You'll see it right here. Reverse pivot, fake the dive. There's the option play. Now watch Volker. There is the assault right there. Neil Volker knocking the ball carrier down with authority. When you can straighten him up and knock him back, that's good, strong tackling and good, intense play.
And a great assist from Pat Witovic. In fact, I'm not too sure that Witovic didn't make the first hit. It's now 2nd and 10, thanks to that fine defensive effort for the North, trailing the South 3-0. First quarter, 6.5 minutes remaining. Nothing there. Schaefer trying to get that quick handoff, and the dive play gains nothing. So now the North is faced with a 3rd and long. In this case, 3rd down and 10 after no gain.
This will be interesting right here, Dick. Libby, big decision at midfield. I would expect him to go. Well, what do we got here, Ray? It's 3rd and 10. I'm sorry. I'm about 1 down ahead of myself right now.
Now the wide receiver, Bradley, comes left. The gamble for the interception didn't work, but it would appear that the pass completion is short by about half yard or so of a 1st down at the 38-yard line of the South. Bradley was good concentration there. I thought that defensive back had him screened.
See it right here. I think it was at Montalvo, Bill. I believe it was. Yeah, that came up, timed the ball very well. It was good concentration by the receiver to look through that defender and make the catch. But Carlos Montalvo was about, what do we want to call it, a string away from intercepting the ball and then making a streak down this west sidelines for a touchdown. So again, we talk about game of inches. You just saw it right there.
I want to ask you a question here, Adrian. I notice now that the respective 11 players in the game right now are gathered with their coaches along the sidelines. It was a time that wasn't allowed. I think it's a great idea.
I really do too. We're talking about players as far as educating themselves about this game and how to conduct themselves. And I think it's an awfully good idea to let the coaches and the players get together like this without without some of the old rules, right? That I played under and that you're familiar with. This is just a good move in athletics to develop that communication and educate these players about the game and what's going on.
The pass completion to Bradley brings up a 4th down and less than 1, just short of the 38-yard line of the South. The South is leading, for those of you who joined us a bit after the game started, by a score of 3-0, thanks to a Shrine Bowl Classic record field goal, 47 yards by Neil Volker of the South.
Talked about Dick Libby a few minutes earlier. He played in this game in 1963. He was an assistant coach in '86 and, of course, head coach this year. And he played with a few people, names of which a lot of Nebraska fans will recognize. Marlon Briscoe went on to Pro Football fame. Bob Churchich, famous Nebraska quarterback. Larry Warholtz and Pete Tabman, other famous Nebraska players.
4th and about 1. Schaefer made a good move to the outside. Big running back went out of bounds at the 28-yard line, but I tell you, he used that left shoulder to shred some players away.
Carlos Montalvo will be one of those players right here, as you see Schaefer out around the left side right there. Well, he just shucked him off with no problem. And I think it was an 81 or 91 that came up and made the hit.
Eric
Altgeber's 91.
So the North keeps possession. Late in the first quarter, 5.5 minutes to play. South leading 3-0. 1st and 10 North at the South, 28-yard line. Here comes Schaefer again. Oh, a very, very good hit by Volker for one and Montalvo for another. I think we're going to be naming those 2 players quite often based on what I've seen here in the early going.
I tell you what, Neil Volker came and filled and scraped to the hole. Super state player, Lincoln Southeast. Also academic All-State this past year. and he came in and filled that hole just like a middle linebacker needs to. Then Montalvo came in and finished it up.
2nd down 10, no gain. Wide right is Bradley. Now he's one-on-one with a cornerback over there. I think it's McMillian. Option. This is Pierce. He managed to turn about a 2-yard gain into a 4-yard gain, so the North must come up with an answer to a 3rd down and 6 just inside the South 25-yard line, and it was McMillian who made the stop.
Well, he made a great stop, Ray. Great open field tackle. That play looked like it was going to pick up much more yardage, but McMillian was adept enough to make that great open field tackle, and I tell you, that's one of the toughest things in football to do.
Sometime quarterback Jeff Lindquist, sometime wide receiver is in the game, and he's out wide to the left. There are 4 wide receivers, 2 each side. Running play and nothing there. Let's see who led that charge.
I think it was Volker.
Volker for 1, Kelly Lathrop for another. Not enough yardage for a 1st down. It is 4th down.
Well, Jack Guggenmoss, the head coach of the South, told us yesterday that Neil Volker was one of the keys to this South team. You see it right here again. There's the first hit. Well, I don't believe that was Volker. He came in on the play. Volker's wearing that black Southeast helmet, and one of the initial hit was made by a player, and I didn't get his number, but he had the white helmet on.
4th down and 6.
Kelly Lathrop, I believe, or Colby Lathrop.
Pass incomplete. It was intended for Russell, defended by McMillian, and I'm a little surprised that the North apparently does not believe, the coaching staff, that they had a field goal kicker capable perhaps of kicking one some 40-some yards.
Well, I am too, Ray. The only thing I can say is that there is a slight breeze blowing out of the north, and perhaps the kicker they have just not quite strong enough to kick the ball against that slight breeze coming out of the north. But at any rate, ball goes over. It's 1st down now for the South.
From their own 24, leading 3-0. Legaw. And he winds up with about 5 yards. Now, he was looking downfield. He had Hurt pretty well covered, and David Noonan makes the stop. He's listed at 272. Do you think that's an accurate weight?
See it right here. I believe it is. I saw him up in Minneapolis Monday, and he is one large individual. Let me put it that way. 272 pounds, and as I mentioned in pregame, Danny Noonan's brother. Danny, of course, a Dallas Cowboys defensive tackle. David headed to Nebraska on a full scholarship.
Hurt wide right. A bit of a hole for Sherman Williams. It's short of a 1st down. Picked up a couple across the 30. It'll bring up a 3rd down, 3.
Good job that time by John Wemhoff, number 40. Stepping up inside, John from Grand Island to make the big hit after about a 2 or 3 yard gain.
The only score in this 31st annual Shrine Bowl Classic, 47-yard record distance field goal by Neil Volker of the South. The South got the football as a result of a North fumble after just a couple of plays. Again, Todd Hurt is out to the right side, being covered one-on-one by Edmund Byrd. Close to a 1st down was Adam Legaw. Do you know offhand, Adrian, do you know offhand what Legaw's plans are for any further schooling?
Legaw intends, Ray, to go to Brigham Young University as we see the replay of that last play, but he's headed to BYU, and it's a great place to go for a quarterback who last year at Papillion threw for 1,500 yards in high school. So, and he's got a very, very fine arm, as his coach indicated, as Jack Guggenmoss indicated to us yesterday. He can drill it. He can really drill it. So there you see him there on your screen. That's number 15, Adam Legaw, 6'3" and 200 pounds. So he fits that quarterback mold, Ray.
Well, it is 4th down, and we apparently are going to have a punt by Rezac. You surprised at all not going for the 1st down in this situation?
Well,
Rezac to punt. Byrd back to accept the punt.
I would expect this play right now. They're in short territory here, Ray.
Good snap from center.
Whoop.
Fumble. Did Bradley get it back? He was way to the left of Bird. Boy, that was almost a costly mistake back at the 25-yard line of the North, but Bradley was able to find the handle. So the North has the ball, trailing 3-0 with less than 2 minutes to play in the first quarter. 3-0 South.
Rodney thought maybe he was playing a little volleyball right there. Do a little setting.
Now we have a new quarterback. Tell us a little bit about Troy Travis from Benson High in Omaha.
Troy Travis out of Benson High will be going on, I think I mentioned earlier, to Ellsworth College this fall. And Dick Levy thinks that Troy is one of the most talented players, if not the most talented player in the state. And Jack Guggenmuth, the head coach of the South, says if he gets loose, we're in trouble. So we'll see.
Here's a new running back, Wenger, getting absolutely nowhere because of tremendous penetration by Tracy Pierce. I'm sorry, Tracy Pierce was the ball carrier.
There's Carlos Montalvo that came up and made the hit. We'll see it right here now. Pierce going to take that cross dive, and then Montalvo just comes up and sticks him real well. That's a good job by a defensive back right there. Really good job. This kid's played a whale of a game thus far.
Marcus Anderson, number 20, checks into the offensive backfield now, or he'll be a wide receiver. Well, this time he's going to be a wide receiver. Out wide to the right. Being covered by McMillian. Just a little bit behind the intended receiver, tight end Corey Reeder. So it's now a 3rd down and about 11. That was Rocky Denny who was defending on the play.
Rocky just a smidgen away, I should say, from maybe a little pass interference, but really did a fine job. He timed it perfectly. Good hit. Good hit on the receiver. He did not interfere, but again, just a hair away from it. There now, you see Dick Levy.
Sometime quarterback, sometime wide receiver. Number 14, Jeff Lindquist, goes into the lineup. He's replacing Mike Wengert, who was in for just a couple of plays. Now here we have their double-double. 2 wide receivers either side.
And don't be surprised to see the running back or the fullback take the ball. Like there.
Right there. But not enough for a first down. A gain of about 5 for Pierce. It'll be 4th down, and the North will apparently be forced to punt the ball with just about 20 seconds to play in the first quarter, and the South leading by a score of 3-0.
When you see that double-double set, in other words, 2 wide receivers to each side, it's not uncommon, as Dick Levy told us, it will not be uncommon for us to run the football and give it to that remaining back. What that double-double does is spread people out, and you hope that it's going to spread people out enough that you can bust that fullback up in there and bust him loose.
The punter for the North, we expect will be Schaefer, barring any change in plans. We expect the punt returner for the South to be Todd Hurt, and along with perhaps Gordon Witten, a reserve quarterback.
There's Dick Levy getting a little refreshment after talking with quarterback Troy Travis.
So Hurt is going back for the South. He wears number 81. Oh, it will not be Witten. It will be instead for the South, Bob Wilkerson, who is one of the I-backs for the South team.
What do we got? Todd Hurt back there also.
Yeah, Hurt.
Or no, that's not Todd Hurt, or is it, Ray? I'm sorry.
Hurt and Wilkerson are
right,
the 2 deep ends.
Okay.
And I think I saw number 46, Schaefer.
Todd Hurt, an interesting personality. Todd from Ralston, Nebraska. He's also an All-American cheerleader, Ray. Really surprised to see in the bios that background. Worked on a cruise ship. Wants to be a trainer, active in swimming and diving, so he's an all-around athlete.
The South could get this ball in a very good position. Now, someone from the North saw something that he didn't like and asked for a timeout. That someone was Wade Fletcher. I saw him signal one of the officials that the North wanted a timeout. I'm not sure whether they saw something
couldn't pick
they
it
didn't
up.
expect. So I'm not sure.
Just not sure what happened down there. Couldn't pick it up. All I know is we saw the timeout. John Schaefer back to punt.
As soon as this quarter ends, which will be 22 seconds of playing time from now, our colleague along the sidelines, Frosty Anderson, is going to visit with a couple of folks that I just know you will very much appreciate. think those folks across the way in the stands are perhaps using a record amount per person of suntan lotion today?
I tell you what, if they're not, they ought to be,
Oh,
because
boy.
they are, as they say, right in the eye of the tiger, eye of the sun. There you see a few of the more hardy souls, a few with the shirts off, and a requisite amount of SPF number 2, 4, 6, or 15.
Okay.
So.
Meanwhile, back on the playing field, Schaefer's ready to punt. Left-footed kicker. This will be hurt at the South 30. Whoop. He got it back about 7 yards to the 37, so pretty good position here with 11 seconds to play in the first quarter for the South, already leading by 3-0 on a 47-yard field goal.
See Hurt right here field the ball. Mike Hines, number 26, makes that initial hit, trips him up, and then everybody comes in to finish him off. I think 88 Wed Fletcher was the, there he is right there. He made the final hit, but Hines from David City, 5'10", 185 pounds. He'll be a Nebraska walk-on this fall. He made the initial hit to stop and slow Hurt down.
New quarterback, Witten. Something happened.
I think we're into the quarter.
That's it. Time expired with the South leading the North by a score of 3-0. And now our colleague, Frosty Anderson.
The Shriners Hospital for Crippled Children is in Minneapolis, quite away from Lincoln. But meet Justin Higgins, son of Ben and Anita Higgins of Lincoln, Nebraska. You spent a little time up at the hospital recently. How long have you been up there?
3 weeks.
3 weeks, and what do you think of the place?
It's a pretty nice place.
Have you had any visitors?
Yeah.
Anybody from close at hand here? As he points toward the field and the team. Anita, you've seen some fairly dramatic involvement with your son here. Can you describe a little bit about what's going on?
Well, they have the pins that go through the muscle and the bone and out the other side, and they broke the bone, and then they've got the rings around it that are using to help pull the bones apart so that they can lengthen it, and then the bone calcifies around the marrow. It's really neat.
Crippled from birth, but the Shriners home is the only place that's really come this far to help you. Is that correct?
Oh, they've just done wonders. I mean, it's just remarkable some of the things they do up there and some of the kids that they've helped.
That's great. And Justin, we'll root for Matt Turkelson, who helped you up there at the Shrine Camp, up at the hospital, and hope they do well.
Okay.
Good to see you.
Thanks, Frosty and friends. First down, South, their own 37.
Run, Bob! Run, Bob!
Breaking tackles is Bob Wilkerson. He picks up almost 10 yards. And incidentally, that very brief visit with Frosty and friends just tells us a little bit of why this game is played.
Ray, I'll tell you, just I've made the trip up there several times to the hospital, and it's just incredible to see the way the children light up when the players come in. And that young man, Justin Higgins, I tell you what, he was a glowing light with Matt Turkelson, number 52 for the North. Really had a fun afternoon.
A first down play. And being run out of bounds after a good gain is hard-running fullback Bob Cook. He was met by Wade Fletcher, but the South picked up a first down on that first running play.
Bob Cook headed to Nebraska this fall. He wants to go to law school. He was a National Honor Society member in high school. We'll see it again right here. Some pretty good blocking up front, and Cook just takes it to the outside and helps himself to number 88. And that's Wade Fletcher.
It's another first down, this one at the 42-yard line of the North. Just about a 2-yard gain for Wilkerson from Clay Center. Vital statistics, 5'10", 180. Joined us late, 3-0 to score. The South with the football and the lead, thanks to a 47-yard record field goal by Neil Volker.
And Ray, you mentioned Bob Wilkerson, All-State in high school, of course, 3 times in a row. 4 letters in football, wrestling, and track, and he was 171 Class D wrestling champion last year, so he's a well-rounded athlete.
2nd and 8. And that's another first down, and Gordon Witten shows some excellent running ability.
We'll take
from
a look
Hastings, 178 pounds.
We'll take a look at it again here, Ray, and you'll see some good blocking up front. Now watch Gordon directing traffic. He's got that ball out front there. Now watch right here. He's directing traffic with the ball. There's a good block right there by the lead back, and then he picks up about 2 yards after contact. So Witten going to Hastings College this fall, again a National Honor Society member and an academic all-state player, and he knows what to do on the field and off the field.
South with the ball and the lead. 1st and 10, 32-yard line of the North. I'll tell you, Witten is doing an excellent job of handling the football. This time he hands it off to Jason Spady, and Spady gets good yardage.
Jason Spady out of Imperial, Nebraska. He's going to enlist in the Army this year. Maybe he'll get a shot at some service ball. We'll have to wait and see on Jason, but he's headed for the old fatigues.
Kelly Feynman brought in a play from the sidelines that time and lines up wide to the left. This is the Maryland I formation. And very close to another first down is Wilkerson. This South unit is moving the football as well as any unit of either squad, the North or the South, in this game today. Wemhoff had to make the tackle, the middle linebacker.
Well, Jack Guggenmoss, the coach of the South, is very concerned about being able to compete with the bigger, stronger North team, and thus far, Ray, they've been able to contend with that big front four on the North squad. Wilkerson doing a yeoman's job moving that ball up to the inside.
Frosty, your guess.
Howard, who's from Lincoln Pius, the 10th, and in charge of the defense so far. You've shut them down pretty good.
Guys have done a good job. We're just trying to keep playing hard, and we've worked real hard on some of their plays. And I guess I play Columbus during the year, so I have a little bit of insight on some of the things they're going to try and do. So we've just worked hard against some of their offensive sets and plays. We're just going to keep going at them.
Any particular guys you know you can depend on or need to depend on?
Well, I think Neil Volker at middle linebacker, really has played well. We need him to kind of be the leader of the group in there. And DJ Rezak at strong side linebacker, too, has done a good job for us.
Great. Good luck.
Thank you.
Meanwhile, Witten with great, very good speed and showing marvelous open field running ability, literally hurdles himself the last 4 or 5 yards inside the 10-yard line, and a very impressive drive by the South to a 1st and goal.
See Witten right here, fake the dive on the spread out, tucking the ball on the hip, and now Spady up top there. He can't find anybody to block, so Witten just takes it and goes. That's Gordon Witten, the quarterback. He's, again, out of Hastings, Nebraska, and he can pick them up and lay them down, as they used to say.
1st and goal, 7-yard line of the North. 10 to play, 10 minutes in the first half, 3-0 South leading. Witten looking for someone, or is it an option? Whoop. A loss that time on the play.
We'll see. Well, Witten was sliding, kind of sliding into third base there, Ray, but I think he and Kelly Feynman, number 87 tight end, watch the top of your screen if we got it. I think perhaps we did, but watch 87 in the seam right there. See him? Right at the top. He's wide open, but Witten just did not have time. He had a little bit of pressure coming up from that north left side. Not have time to pick out that receiver, but I'll just bet you that Kelly Feynman came in and said, hey, Gordon, next time I'll be there, partner.
2nd and goal at the 9-yard line after a loss of 2. Great effort, and Spady almost gets in, but his knee hit the turf a yard and maybe a foot more shy of the goal line. It'll be 3rd and goal. And here you're going to see the benefits of the old hand drill, or that drop them down and spin drill. Right there, you see the hand on the turf. You actually do drills. Running backs will do drills. Lots of people, running backs, backers, all kinds of folks out there on that field will do those kind of drills to maintain your balance and pick up that extra yard or 2. And that just about happened right there. If he could have maintained the balance and not dropped the knee, it would have been a touchdown. With a timeout here, that means that the South will come up 3rd and goal, just under 2 yards away from the first touchdown of the game, although the South is already on the board by virtue of a Shrine Bowl Classic field goal for distance, a record 47 yards by Neil Volker.
Ray, I wanted to mention earlier, but we have not had a chance, about a gentleman that you saw as one of the people in your career in the NFL, Gale Sayers. Gale, of course, played in this game years ago, and I just wanted to bring that name up. You got to see a lot of Gale in the NFL.
Ride the range in Montana. See exciting cowboy competition when the horse in sport takes a look at rodeo. See the first of a 2-part episode tomorrow night at 7 here on Nebraska Public Television.
Gale Sayers in 1961, Ray, was one of the outstanding players in this game, along with Larry McCord out of Superior. But I tell you what, Gale was just a joy to watch.
Today's official attendance just over 10,000. All here to support the Shriners Hospitals and burn units. It was my privilege to televise a number of years, and you were with me a couple of times, the annual Shrine East-West game out in California. The last several years at Palo Alto, a chance to visit with the players after they visited the Shrine Hospital out in that area. And I don't know of a player I met over the years of televising that game, Adrian, that visits to those hospitals did not make a tremendous impact.
Oh, you come away with a whole new perspective, I can guarantee you.
3rd and goal from the 2. Did he get in?
Well, there are a couple of players. Kelly Fireman 1 says, yeah, he got in, but
not the officials.
Check the guy with the stripes on his shirt, Kelly.
Wilkerson was short by, it has to be inches. Yeah, just inches. Credit Matt Turkelson as the main man to stop the play. Now,
it's 4th and about the length of the referee's foot, so we're going to see. They're going to go for it.
Rezak, a linebacker, is lined up as the second I-back.
He's in.
He's in. Wilkerson is in. So the South has a 9-0 lead with 8:22 to play in the first half. And there, my friends, was a very impressive touchdown drive orchestrated by Gordon Witten at quarterback.
See Wilkerson take it here in right here. He'll cross the goal line right there. Good job that time up front on the right side. Excellent hole by that offensive line.
Those linemen are Went and Paulson and Baker, and New Year, Hike. Fireman's been in from time to time. Volker will attempt the extra point. And Volker is 2 for 2 in kicks, 1 for 3 and 1 for a point. And it's now 10-0, the South leading. Surprise you at all with the way the game's gone so far?
It has thus far. I didn't know that the South, or I didn't think really that the South would be able to move the football as they have thus far, but they've really taken it to the north. When we talked with South coach Jack Guggenmuss, he said, you know, we don't have a lot of name players and we don't have a lot of big players and that sort of thing, but what we do have is we have players with a great attitude and a great work ethic. And that's not to say that the North doesn't have that same attitude and work ethic, but the South may be just a little bit edgy as far as, you know, some of the comments and some of the things that have gone on the last 2 weeks. Again, not in bad faith, but, you know, when you're talked about being the underdog, Ray, it makes you want to just fight a little bit harder. So I think that's what's happened here in the early stages of this football game. And there you see David Noonan getting a little bit of a country club break, that is, from one of the trainers. A little ice water in the towel. That'll cool David off for a period of time, and then he'll get the glare in his eye and the foam in his mouth and go back out and knock somebody down.
Volker getting ready to kick off to either Pierce or Bird. Pierce 22, Bird 28. A line drive. Did it go far enough? It did. It went 15 yards. And I'll tell you, with a thud, it hit one of those North players. My goodness, a line drive by Volker, and it's turned into possession by the South.
Big move for the South. It sounded like a racquetball match, a racquetball hitting the wall. But the South, again, playing with a little deftness, a little cleverness, some trickery.
And maybe a little luck that time. I don't know whether Volker wanted to kick that deep or whether he really wanted to drill that member of the return team. But really, up here, I felt like going, ugh. All right.
Whatever the intention, it worked.
All right. Wilkerson, who's the running star of this game thus far, gets a good gain on first down. That offensive line is doing a marvelous job of blocking, and Wilkerson, I'm really impressed by the way he is able to pick up the blocks and pick up the holes.
You bet. You see it right here, and now we're going to see him go to that right side again, trying to pick up who those right side starters are. Bill, if we can maybe point out a few of those people. Jason Hike, what a great name for a football player, Jason Hike. Oh, we got a whistle.
Yeah, I think one of the defensive players moved. Now, whether it's because an offensive player had moved first or not, we'll see. That's the first penalty flag we've seen today, is it not?
I think it is, Ray. And we talked about Jason Highkin, also large individual, Quentin New Year, 6'4", 230 pounds. He's on that right side also from Utica, Nebraska. Jason, of course, or Quentin, I should say, quite an active young man, twice All-State, he was a state champion at 189, and the heavyweight championship wrestling meet, Ray. He was a class president, Boys State attendee. He'll be going to Kansas State on a scholarship this fall.
Now the whistle again, and another flag.
I think they got to be lining up wrong.
Now, I'm wondering, though, although there was a flag dropped on first down, no yardage was marked off. You notice that? It was at a second down and 10.
They're going to mark 5 off right here, offsides against the South.
But I'm wondering whether they ruled the first was no play, is all I can figure.
Maybe inadvertent flag on the first one, and then, you know, right here, in high school here in Nebraska, you line up, if that team's lined up improperly, they'll whistle the play right away.
Second down, 15, 46-yard line of the South, midway, second quarter. There goes Wilkerson, but not very far this time.
I think number 40 knocked him down. That's Don Wemhoff out of Grand Island. We've said that name a couple of times, too.
Just like his counterpart on the South defense, Volker, Wemhoff, the middle linebacker here for the North, has been arriving where the football is over and again. Gain that time, 3 yards. Third down, 12 for the South. Now let's see if Witten goes to the air. Is Todd Hurt out wide right? Got the first down by about a yard. Boy, Gordon Witten is coming up with a marvelous effort here. He replaced the starter, Adam Legaw, and Witten has really done the job.
You see Witten right here looking to throw the football, but then he's going to tuck it and go. He had Kelly Fineman open for just a second. Now, there's a good block right there. I think that was 23, Jason Spady, that came on the peel back and leveled a good block for that young man right there, Gordon Witten.
So on third and long, Witten finds the answer. Result, 1st and 10 South at the 37 of the North. There you go. Good cutback run by Wilkerson before he ran into Scott Prater at the 31-yard line of the North. It'll bring up a second down and 4.
You'll see him cut back right here. There goes Wilkerson now. Nice cutback right here. Now watch the hit right there. Whoa. That was Prater, I believe.
Now Wilkerson is getting a rest.
Well deserved, I might add.
Fineman checks in at tight end. Let's see who the new tailback will be. It will be Sherman Williams, who started at tailback. Meanwhile, we have a timeout, and the rival coaches will have a chance to meet with their players along the sidelines with the clock showing 6:01 to play in a first half almost totally dominated by the South. They're leading the North by a score of 10-0. On Monday night, a National Geographic Society special shows how the intense African heat forces most animals to do their hunting at night. Special photography introduces you to Lions of the African Night, Monday at 7 here on the Nebraska Public Television. Well, how's the Big Red going to be this fall?
Well, Ray, we've discussed a little bit about that, and that their schedule is very conducive to what a lot of people would look at as great success. A lot of the preseason predictors, of course, talking about Nebraska being the national champ. I think it makes for good conversation. We'll have to see at the end of the year just where it all stands, but we've got, I tell you what, we've got great personnel as usual, and a lot of folks talking about the quarterback situation with Jerry Godowski, the #1 quarterback, Mickey Joseph pressing him, along with Mike Grant, who moved from the #6 quarterback up to the #2 quarterback. So good talent there, Ray. Defensively, they're going to be tough. It's kind of the same old story about Nebraska football, but it's once again true. They'll be in there. They'll be contending.
We're coming up to a second down and 4 for the South. Gordon Witten was the last of the South players to join the huddle, so let's see what's been cooked up here as Todd Hurt goes wide to the right. It's been almost mainly a running offense for the South, but it's working. second man through. Now we're going to find out about the play calling here of the South.
I want to go 49. I want to go up, back, take left. 49, up, back, take left.
Okay, what happens here?
It's a quick trap to the up back. The man right behind the quarterback. We're just going to drop back and hand it real. Quarterback's just going to step back, and we're just going to hand the ball to the up back on a little curl trap. Right over
trap in the middle linebacker, or the
yes, trap in the middle linebacker.
All right, now the up back is Spady. Let's see now if he gets the ball. Number 23. 3rd and 1. He got it. And he got the first down. I'm watching that head linesman. Yeah, hey, that worked that time. Just the way it was planned. Now let's see what Frosty can find out this time.
48, ISO left, bootleg pass right. Okay. The isolation to the left. Quarterback's going to boot out to the right. And we're going to get tight end coming underneath and the split end going deep.
Okay, and Witten is right-handed, right?
Yes, he is.
Okay. We're running to his strong side.
All right. 1st and 10 as a result of the up back getting the first down at the 26-yard line of the North. Now let's watch Witten. There is the fake. Now he's looking. He's still looking. He's going to have to ad-lib now. Great block. Oh, what a block. Spady threw a great crack-back block to get Witten the yardage, and it looked like he was going to be in trouble.
There were 2 great blocks on that play. We saw the play, as you call it, by Spady. Watch the block by 53. Jason Baker right there. You didn't see the rest of it. He just flattened that defender. Now watch Spady right there. Woo! Take him out. Whoa, he just knocked his hat right in the creek, right there.
Result, gain of 3. 2nd down 7, South at the North 23. Just over 5 minutes to play first half. South leading 10-0. Fumble. Witten saved it for the South after a loss of about 3. He wanted to get the ball to Sherman Williams, but they missed connections on the handoff. Now can the North stiffen with a 3rd and 10 for the South here late in the first half. In with a play selection from the sidelines is Kelly Fiman, the tight end, number 87. Although he lines up usually wide, well, he's going to line up as a tight end on the right side. Witten still has the ball. Whoa! Now, Witten got away with a bad pass that time. Scott Prater, I think, had visions of a big run back, but the defensive back, the safety, couldn't quite hold on. So it's 4th down, and Volker is going to try one of his specialties again.
There you see Witten tried to throw back against the grain, and Prater is right there. And with his speed, I believe he might have been able to take it up and go. Volker's going to get a shot at kicking another field goal, but Scott Prater out of Omaha North, he's had a 99-yard catch for a touchdown, and he's going to be thinking about that play for quite some time, especially when he reviews his tape. And Scott, hang on to the football, partner. You can do it.
This will be a 42-yard attempt for Volker, who already has a record 47-yarder, record for the Shrine Bowl Classic. This one he got under it a little bit. No, just a little bit short. So the North dodges a bullet. And the North will have the ball and enough time remaining to do something about this 10-0 South lead. The clock here at Memorial Stadium says 4 minutes and 27 seconds remaining to be played in the first half. Now, will it be Sem, or will it be Travis, or will it be Lindquist at quarterback?
Here you'll see Volker on the soccer-style kicking. As we talked earlier, he kicks a real hard ball versus the usual soccer style, and that's a lofty, soft kick. But Volker just nails it.
Travis, the quarterback. He has Bradley wide to the right. Just shredding tacklers with practically no blocking help was Mike Wengert.
Mike Wengert out of Lexington, Nebraska. There you see all-state football player, 171-pound wrestling champion last year. And Ray, he worked a place I would like to work someday in the Napa Valley in California. I would love to get out there and, you know, put corks in the wine bottles. It would be great fun.
Lindquist, listed on the roster as a quarterback, has been in several times as a wide receiver, and he's a wide receiver now. Number 14 wide to the right. 2nd down 6. North of their own 24. that defense of the South, in my opinion, Adrian, is consistently whipping that front wall of the North.
And that time, Greg Fletcher, number 41, who will walk on at Nebraska this fall, he made the initial hit. He's out of Oxford, Nebraska, 6'2", 215 pounds. He made the initial hit. And Ray, you're right. The left side of the South team that time, the left side of their defensive line, just simply outmanned and whipped that North team up front. And that's directly opposed to what we thought would happen. We thought the North team would be bigger, stronger, and be able to handle that defensive line play or beat that line play up front. It did not happen on that play.
Let's see if Travis is forced to the air on 3rd down 11. Pretty good protection. Saw what he thought was an open field, and he did have a little bit of running room, but unfortunately Travis, by losing his footing, will bring up a 4th down, and the North is still unable to get anything started at all.
See it right here, Travis looking. Now, he had a lot of room here to the left side to go, but he just couldn't hold the footing. Neil Volker right there on the right, looking like he might come up to make the hit, and Colby Lathrop coming up from the backside also. He would have tried to get in on that tackle, but Troy Travis not able to get upfield. And fortunately, Jack Guggenmuss, he said earlier, if he gets free, we're in trouble. Well, he didn't get free that time.
Hurt and Witten back. Look out. Pretty good punt. Fair catch. Witten. South has it near their own 40 at the 39-yard line. 2:12 to play in the half. Now, do you think that Coach Guggenmuss and staff will play it a little safe here with a 10-0 lead and 2:12 to play in the half?
I tell you what, I think they've got the North team on a roll right now, and I would expect them to go for it, Ray. Jack Guggenmuss does not strike me as being the type that would lay back. He's lighthearted. He likes to have fun. I think he'll go for it. We'll see. Again, they've got the North squad on a bit of a run right now.
Witten is again the man at quarterback. Boy, what a reversal by Williams. It's a foot race. A saving tackle. Wait till I get his number.
It looked like number 38, Chad Misek, ran him down along with some help from, I didn't catch the other number. We'll see it right here. Kind of a busted play, really. There's nothing to the left. And so Sherman Williams, using that great speed that we talked about earlier, is going to go. And as you call it, Ray, a foot race. Now, let's take a look here. That's 26. That's Mike Hines.
And then 88, Wade Fletcher. All the way to the North 12-yard line with 2 minutes and 1 second to play in the half. Here's the South threatening to score again. And a whistle blew prior to the snap. This Maryland eye, as it is known, I'm not sure that the North has yet solved how to stop these, particularly the quick handoffs.
Well, and Ray, it's one of those things that Dick Libby said earlier. You know, our kids have not seen, most of our kids have not seen that Maryland eye, so I'm not sure how they will react to it. You don't see a lot of it, that's true. And on that play there, everybody got stacked up in the middle, and they're flowing so quickly to the football. A lot of times that's what's going to happen. You flow quickly to the ball, you get jammed up to the inside, and then that back, if he's got that great speed as Sherman Williams, I should say, does, you're in trouble. There it is, Sherman Williams.
5 new defenders check in after a 5-yard penalty measured off against the North, and whatever the South saw defensively, they elected that they'd rather have the coaches tell them what to do about it.
And one of the things we want to keep in mind right here also is they're inside the South team now has the ball inside the 10-yard line, so they can slant the line, they can blitz, they can stunt, the defense can do whatever they want to out there to try to stop the North team.
In this situation,
the South team, I'm sorry.
In this situation, the rules don't apply as far as what kind of a defense you can use or what you can do. A question: how can people survive being struck by lightning? What are scientists learning from dolphins? And why do some people gain weight even when they don't eat more? Well, now, find out on Discover the World of Science, Wednesday night at 7 here on Nebraska Public Television.
I'll be watching that show.
Isn't that amazing how we looked at each other?
I'll be watching that. I think I'll have the videotape on, and I'll watch that thing about once a day for the next 5 weeks. How do you gain weight without eating anything? I'll tell you what, I can answer that.
Not meaning to give a commercial, but after a dinner at Tony and Luigi's, hey, no way I'm going to lose weight. Or over at the sports page, there's no way I'm going to lose weight. Okay, we're about ready to go.
Great food and great friendship, and very nice to have our crew and a few of the people from those local establishments, Joe Buda, Bobby Dorn, Chip Seitner. Nice to have those folks with us.
1st and 5, south, 7-yard line of the north. Nothing there at all. Oh, Sherman Williams had nowhere to go. Let's see who led the charge defensively. Number 94 for 1.
And I tell you what, it was John Wemhoff underneath the whole thing.
Lundberg was in on the play. Fletcher was in on the play. Wemhoff, whatever.
Lance Lundberg, 8-man player out of Wausau, Nebraska, 6'5" and 270 pounds.
It is a 3rd and 7 after that loss, back to the 9-yard line. Witten gained only a yard. Now there's a flag back at the 17-yard line. Might be a hold against, well, Bill says it might be a hold against Jay Stair, the right tackle. We'll see.
Not sure exactly on the penalty, and there it is right there. Good call by our spotter, Bill Dolman. But Jason Curtis, number 85, again, wide open in that end zone, and he was waving down there. I thought he was trying to land a 747, but Witten just did not pick him up once again. Again, a lot of pressure from that left side, but Jason Curtis, 85, out of Ogallala, Nebraska, all-state player in Class B, headed to Garden City, Kansas College. Now they're going to mark it off, right? 15 big ones.
Back to the 27-yard line. Hit.
I think Adam Laga has now entered the game, and Gordon Witten, did he leave? Yes, he did. But Adam Laga, as we said earlier, he can throw the football and throw it well.
3rd and 25 at the 27-yard line. 1:11 to play in the first half. There was a fake pass. And there's another flag thrown as Wilkerson turns in another brilliant run. I'll tell you, between Williams and Wilkerson, we're looking at 2 marvelous running backs.
They're going to call, you're right, Ray, and they're going to call a clip on number 81, Todd Hurt. Now watch the screen. I don't know if we'll see it or not, but you'll see Wilkerson out to the outside. Maybe we'll see it right there. They call that a clip by Todd Hurt, number 81. Todd, in frustration, threw his hands up. And I'm not so sure, maybe he wasn't a bit correct, because that player really turned on him. And he did hit him in the back. And now we're going to be back to close to midfield.
All the way back to the 38-yard line. Now let's see. The down remains the same.
See it right here. Well, that I think is a good call. Good
Second down and 36. I always love the quarterback that says, all right, coach, what do you have for this situation? And the coach says, you're on your own. 2nd and 36.
Yeah, audible at the line. Oh, he's got it.
Oh, what a catch.
That's a touchdown.
What a play.
I didn't get the number on that freight car, but
James McMillian.
it was a
Well,
good
there's the
route.
answer. That's what you do on 3rd and 36.
You give it to Adam Lagat, let him throw it. We'll see it right here. That is McMillian. Now he's going to lose it right here. He's going to one-hop it, a basketball bounce into the end zone, and you can advance a fumble. No problem on that. So what was that, about how long? We're talking 38, 39-yard pass play?
Well, the line of scrimmage was a 36. But it was a 38-yard touchdown pass. Volker is again on target. And my goodness, what looked like a tough situation for the South is turned into a touchdown and an extra point. And 55 seconds left to play in the half. The scoreboard here at Memorial Stadium changes to South 17, North nothing. And Coach Libby and his staff are going to have to do a little plotting here at halftime.
They're going to have to turn it up a few notches, you're right. James McMillian on that catch, headed to Iowa State this fall. He was running a post pattern up the middle, and we talked about Adam Legow being able to drill the football, and that's what he did because McMillian was covered very well. And I'll tell you what, good catch that time by McMillian. I think was it Bird on the coverage was right there, but McMillian made the catch. McMillian's going to Iowa State, as I mentioned. He's going to study engineering, honor roll student in high school from Bellevue, Nebraska. So
I think I just saw quarterback Troy Travis go onto the field as a deep man. I'm wondering, do you think maybe he could field this kickoff and then throw a lateral across the field? That's all. I admit I'm reaching for something here.
It's a possibility. It can be done, and he can also run very, very well, Ray. So we'll see right here. Here's Neal.
Volker, short kick again. They don't want to even kick it to the deep man. They do not want to risk a long run back, they being the South.
Well, it's interesting about the way the kicking game has worked thus far, particularly the kickoff situation. We've seen a couple of onside kicks. We saw that tactic right there to reduce the chances of a run back. So the South kicking game has really been very instrumental in where they're at in this ball game, and that is they lead 17-0, along with that real good power offense they've exhibited.
Send the quarterback.
That's a good job by number 71, J.C. Hansen, that time. He just shed the blocker on the right side and came in and made the tackle.
Now, trying to conserve the few seconds remaining, the North calls time with 32 seconds left in a half that has been pretty much dominated by a very opportunistic South team leading 17-0.
Dick Libby right there on your screen. He's got 32 seconds now to come up with a scoring threat.
Did you get any advance information as far as any possible trick plays by either of these head coaches?
Well, they both exchanged ideas with respect to the formations they were going to use. Jack Gugemas, head coach of the South, said no trick plays in our repertoire. Dick Libby said, yeah, we've got a couple of reverses. We've got a tight end counter that we might use. I don't think they'll use that play here, of course. But we may see, well, I tell you what, Troy Travis is now in the game, right? And he can run. If he gets free, if he can get outside, he's a great broken field runner. And he can break it away about any time. So they're in trips or a double-double formation. I got to think they're going to throw it, although they're prone to give it off to that remaining back.
2nd and 10. Well, he has a man out there. Oh! Rodney Bradley was back there, but a last-second tip away of the ball. I want to be sure I get the right man. Was that
was
17?
Bradley? It was Bradley.
Yeah, but I mean, was it Rocky Denny who was defending? Do I see a 17 for the South?
I was looking at the Troy Melroy pursuing back there. Rocky Denny would have been. He's in the position right as a defensive back to make that play, but Troy Melroy was putting great pressure on Troy Travis that time. I wonder if they're going to check Travis's shoes at halftime because he's having a difficult time holding his footing out there on that field.
Bill Dolman tells me it was John Perez, number 37, not 17, Denny, who defended on that play and saved what appeared to be a sure touchdown. That's again he slipped.
There again he slipped, and he had trouble on that last play, and also we saw him on the series previously, or 2 series previously. He had trouble. He slipped. They had an open field, and I really think he's got a problem with the shoes. Now you're going to see Troy right here on the drop back, of course. And he's just going to take it up inside, and he wants to run, but again, he just loses his footing. And then who is that right there? Pat Watovic. He's there to make sure that he lost his footing.
Let's go to our sideline man, Frosty Anderson.
Okay, 93, James McMillian. Great catch. What happened?
Well, nothing much really happened. All I did was go straight down the field and Adam put it up right where it needed to be.
Have you been open most of the day?
Well, that was the 2nd time I got in for a pass play. I played mostly defense.
Comes in for defense mostly, 2 plays for passes and scores. Great job. Congratulations.
He's the first wide receiver that I've heard say, I'm not open every play.
Just 3 seconds remain in the half. The North is ready. The South has yet to come up into position. 17-0. I don't think there are very many people who expected something like this here.
No, I don't believe so, Ray. We all expected it to be a power football game, and with the North really doing the domination. Didn't really expect that South squad to really set it up as they have.
So what could well be the final play of the first half coming up. Travis, a screen dropped by Pierce. It was a forward pass. The final play of the first half finds Travis and his North teammates trying to set up a screen pass, and it doesn't work. So it's been a half of frustration for the North and a half of taking advantage of opportunities by the South. And on the scoreboard, it shows South 17, North nothing in this 31st annual Shrine Bowl Classic. Frosty Anderson will be visiting with at the moment the coach leading, his team leading, Jack Guggenmoss. We're getting all set up for that, and when we get the high sign that Frosty is ready and Coach Guggenmoss is ready, why, we'll go down to the field. Okay, Frosty, go.
Jack, you've handled them pretty well so far. You've handled them pretty well so far. How's it look?
Well, I'm just tickled to death, you know, being the underdog and being ahead 17-0. I still hasn't soaked in yet. You know, I'm having a hard time believe that. Our kids have just played really hard. You know, that's all we asked our kids to do was to play hard today. And we said we play hard, good things will happen.
Surprised?
I think they played hard.
Surprised with any particular jobs by people?
No, I think our offensive line has done a great job. And, you know, my line coach, Kent Lawson, has done a great job. You know, just brought them, gotten better every day. This is the best they've looked, but he's got them peaked at the right time. And I think our offensive line's done a great job. I think our running backs have done a job of running tough on that kind of an offense. And I think Gordon Witten, our quarterback's done a nice job of scrambling. And Adam McGaw sure hit a nice pass. That was a nice catch down there. So I'm just tickled to death. Things are working.
Great. It's all coming together. Congratulations. Okay, they're on a roll.
Okay, Frosty, we're at halftime at the 31st Annual Shrine Bowl Classic. Our score, the South 17, the North nothing. We'll return with our halftime activities after this on the Nebraska ETV Network.
For months, photographers David and Carol Hughes spent 14 hours a day tracking lions in the African night and captured rare views of one of nature's greatest hunters. The Hugheses have made numerous nature films, including 3 award-winning National Geographic specials. But the night filming of Lions of the African Night required special photographic and lighting techniques. It was their toughest assignment to date. For over a 3-year period, these talented photographers focused on dozens of lions and other creatures in Africa's Kruger National Park. Now the results can be seen in one of the most spectacular wildlife films ever made, Lions of the African Night, a National Geographic special on this public television station.
See it Monday night at 7.
Team getting off the buses arriving at the Lincoln Airport. Gordon Witten, Dave Mahalik, Bob Wilkerson coming in. There's some of the coaches, Coach Fred Ivey. Really great trip, an impression-making trip on everybody. This day trip up to Minneapolis, as you see some of the North team now checking through the security. That was Doug Russell that came through. There's the bird that took us up. First time for a lot of these players flying. I'll tell you, a lot of first-time experiences for these football players to play in an all-star game, to fly in a jet aircraft, to go up and visit with these youngsters and make their day a special day. There you see lunch being handed out. Ray, there a little help there from some of the players. I think some of them had the idea in mind that they might go to flight attendant school after this trip. Little donation from the Runza Drive-In. And, of course, every year as ever, the mementos of this football game that to go to people far and wide. There's Lou Roper handing out one of the balls for autographs. And now the team arrived. That's David Noonan, number 74. Again, Danny Noonan's brother played here at Nebraska. He is 272 pounds, right? No doubt about it. I think that was Ronnie Bradley, I believe, right there. Don Bryant, Sports Information Director here. There you see the players now arriving at the hospital up in Minneapolis. Every year, a little bit of education and instruction from one of the directors up there. There's Mike Mapes with that outstanding hairdo, a cruel hairdo. And the business at hand. Each of the players, 5 or 6 players assigned to youngsters who have various forms of orthopedic problems. Basically, it is an orthopedic hospital, and they do deal a little bit with burns up there, but primarily for orthopedic problems. There is Justin Higgins, the young Nebraska youngster we just saw earlier. He and Matt Turkelson kind of stole the show that day. There's Matt right there. Matt really got into this along with Justin, but Justin beat him, I think, 9-1. Matt didn't even get close to first 8 balls that he threw out there. That's the Italian form of bowling. I don't think they're in the lineup today, but he is. That is not the last. That is the last of Mike Mapes, not the last of the Mohegans. Mike's thinking seriously about a career in clown activity. Another youngster playing a little catch. That's number 46 for the North team. As you see, that's John Schaefer, hard running back, as we've seen in this first half. Mindy Druce was also another young lady that's up at the hospital. And really an impressive day for the youngsters. They handle about, at present, they had like 29 patients in the hospital. They are remodeling that whole area up there. They'll be able to accommodate about 40 patients all at one time. There's Neil Volkler along with the young lady. And Ray, it's interesting. Sometimes these youngsters, as the players come up, and there's a little trepidation, I have to say, in their approach. They're a little uncomfortable with it because they've never had to deal with this sort of thing before. But it's really amazing how it all changes. There's Todd Hurt right there. Todd spent all day with that youngster. I don't think she ever got out of his arms. And just an incredible event for him. There's Mike Willie, the barrel-chested Mike Willie with a soft touch. And now we're playing a little basketball, and I tell you what, a great day for that youngster to make that goal. But again, these players had to deal with some of that, well, just some of that anxiety, and they were able to deal with it and make those patients feel at home and really brighten their day. Accommodating, look at that, Ray, 207 total yards to 46 yards total from the North, and that is really a big surprise. And of course, the score of 17-0 would reflect that domination. 169 yards rushing to 22 for the North, and 38 yards passing, pretty even there. But there's the tale right there, 207 to 46. That's just incredible.
Okay, Frosty Anderson with Coach Dick Libby of the North. Frosty.
Okay, Coach, what do you got? What are you looking for this half?
Well, we need to take care of the football and cut down on those mistakes, and they came up with a couple of real big plays there that gained big yards for them, and got a touchdown out of that one pass reception, and then fumbled the ball and recovered it in, and then we lost containment a couple times, and they ran their trap real well. So we worked, talked on the blackboard about our responsibilities, and everyone has to do their own particular job.
All righty, that'll do her.
I admit, Adrian, I'm totally puzzled. I thought the 10-point rule would apply here and that the North would receive the second half kickoff. I'm sure there's a logical explanation, but at the moment it escapes me.
It's a mystery. It really is a mystery. Maybe Frosty can find out for us as to why this turn of events has occurred.
It doesn't apply at halftime, we're told. Well, that's a good answer. Atkinson kicks off for the North. Williams, 20. Boom. Pretty good run back out to the 33-yard line, and that's where the South will put it in play.
That was a great hit that time, I believe, by number 62, Pat Momack out of Creighton Prep. Pat's dad played football with my brother long ago at Creighton Prep. You'll see it right here. You'll see Williams field the ball pretty much on the dead run. And now from the right side, you'll see a big hit right there. Boy, that's a good hit. That's a real good hit, and I believe that is Pat Bomaka. So good job by Pat.
Witten again directs the attack from quarterback. Fake to the full. No give to the full. Bob Cook. And good yardage on first down, about 4 yards. It'll be second down 6. offensive line of the South, and I admit I probably haven't given them enough credit, Went, Paulson, Baker, New Year, and either Hike or Stair at right tackle. Second down, 6 to South. Not only did they have a tremendous edge in yardage and lead 17-0, the South, their time of possession was almost 2-1. Wilkerson burrows his way to the 41, where it'll be 3rd down 3, and he ran into Deco Jean-Baptiste. I love to say that name, Jean-Baptiste.
It just rolls right off the old tongue, as you just did, Ray. And Deco will be going to Grambling College this fall.
He'll play for one of the greatest men in football, Eddie Robinson.
You bet.
Oh, what a man.
You talk about college football, Eddie Robinson is synonymous with college football. Deco will be studying law and music at Grambling College.
3rd down 3. Witten still has the ball. Not this time. The before-mentioned Deco Jean-Baptiste makes a fine play. Result, we may see the first punt of the game. I think that's correct, by the South.
That's right. And you'll see Deco Jean-Baptiste on the pressure now from the bottom of your screen. Witten on the old sprint out. Watch Batiste right here. He doesn't make the tackle, but he slows him down, and then, of course, Witten loses his footing and goes down. But Deco Jean-Baptiste, 5'9" and 202 pounds, and mentioned earlier, going to Grambling this fall.
Bradley and Pierce back for the expected punt by Rezac. Good snap. Not very much height on this one. Whoop. Oh. Bad bounce for the North. Rather for the South. Good bounce for the North, so maybe good field position here can trigger something for this North team, which was able to gain only about 46 yards, I think, a total offense in the first half.
At that time, Jason Mez alertly fielding the ball from the South team just to keep that ball from bounding further back up the field. North's got their work cut out for him right now.
Aaron Sem, who started at quarterback, is in there now. Pierce and Schaefer, the running backs. Pierce squeezes for about 4 to the 45. First downs have been few and far between for this North team.
That time, David Mahalik stepped up into the hole to slow the runner down. David out of Kearney. We'll see it right here. Now watch Mahalik, top of your screen, 35, right there. Trips him up, trips Pierce up on the run. David Mahalik coming to Nebraska this fall. He'll be a walk-on.
Second down, 6 from the North 45. A grudging couple for Schaefer from North Platte, a 200-pounder. Third down and a little more than 4 for a first down for the North.
Jason Mez that time in on the hit along with Mike Willie. Mike Willie, 6'2", 260 pounds, All-State Class B player. He's out of Platteview, Nebraska.
Mahalik, Willie, Lundgren, and Fletcher. That's been the front four most of the game for the South. They've done an excellent job. Let's see what Sem can come up with. Fake. Wound up with no gain. Marvelous pursuit led by the before-mentioned Mahalik out of Kearney.
Mahalik all over the field that time. Also number 57, as you see there, Jason Beth. He was in on the play from his linebacker spot. They had flipped their linebackers over on that play. See it right here. See the backers changing right there. That was 57 Mez on the, there he is at the bottom of your screen now. He's going to come up. He's going to contain the play. Sam is trying to direct traffic, but Mez fights off the blocker, and then he just wraps him up right there. Good play by Mez.
Schaefer to punt.
What a boot.
Great punt. Fair catch all the way back at the 4-yard line by Todd Hurt. So a good punt sometimes can be a great weapon. Let's see if the North defense now can do something about this South offense, which moved the ball very well in the first half.
Well, that was just an excellent punt, as you pointed out, Ray. And Schaefer got the ball up, got the nose of the ball to come down just properly, just as well as you would want to try to diagram that play. And then Hurt not able to do much except fair catch it. The ball right inside the 5-yard line. So South looking at about a 95-yard drive right here, should they be fully successful on this series of plays.
Wilkerson will be the tailback. Witten is again the quarterback. Graves is the fullback. Slipping one tackle was Wilkerson, but he picked up just 3 yards. It will be 2nd down 7.
Might mention for those who joined us late, once again, as far as defensive play goes, limited to running the 4-3 defense with no stunning or blitzing or slanting of the line until the ball or the team that has the ball gets inside, either on or inside the 10-yard line. So that's why you won't see the linebackers blitzing or stunning or any slant plays or any games up front by that defensive line.
2nd down 7. Out to about the 10-yard line is Jason Spady.
Simple little dive play by Spady that time. That was the same play we saw Jack Guggenmus call earlier with Frosty Anderson down on the sideline. Just a quick handoff to that up back. They run that Maryland I, as we've talked about before. You have the up back, the full back, and then the I back. There you see them stacked up right there.
3rd down, 4.5 for a 1st down. Quick kick. Oh, that's a great weapon.
Ray, you're right, a great weapon. They were stacked a little bit deeper that time. Nobody back there to pick it up. But again, the play happened so quickly. But excellent call that time by Jack Guggenmus to get that South team out of jail down there at about the 5-yard line. The North now going to start this drive from their own 44.
The officials have indicated we have an official timeout. Whether the ball will be at the North 44-yard line. And once again, the North, for the 2nd time here in the 2nd half, as they trail 17-0 to the South, the North has good field position. First time they couldn't do anything about it.
You bet. They need to capitalize on it if they're going to stay in this football game.
Start dancing to the music of the 30s and 40s when Nebraska Public Television presents the All-Night Strut, Wednesday night at 8, from Gershwin to Ellington. The music of another era comes alive this Wednesday night here on Nebraska Public Television. That's my kind of music.
I know what sort of a fan you are of that jazz.
Love it.
I tell you what, maybe we'll tape this program and send it to you. Ray Scott in Minneapolis with the all-night strut tape. I think that's a classic.
Oh, boy. Yeah, you know, I mentioned to you earlier, Adrian, how much I really enjoy being around high school football. Yep. It brings back so many great memories for me that so many years ago when I was involved with high school football. You know, I still remember the names of the 2 teams, the first game I broadcast of high school football.
Which are?
Johnstown High School and Jay Township. Now, this is when big schools, in this case Johnstown, played breathers. I had never heard of Jay Township before they played them, and I've never heard of them since. And it was played in a driving rainstorm. There were no numbers after about 2 minutes.
Oh, boy.
Okay.
Was it a breather, Ray? Was it a breather for the team?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, 1st and 10, the North, trying desperately to get something started here from the North 44-yard line. Aaron Sem, the quarterback. Schaefer and Pierce, the running backs. Pierce, number 22. And there he goes. And he's having trouble with his footing.
He went down. I thought initially that he might have hit a knee, but evidently not. Or let's see where they spot the ball. Yeah, they're gonna bring it back about a yard and a half.
Now Frosty with his microphone, Frosty Anderson, is down with Dick Libby.
Okay, what's the call here?
We're going to run a counter sweep bootleg. We're going to fake a run to this side, and the quarterback should bootleg the ball to the backside or away from us, this side. Hopefully to pass or run the football. Looking for 86 in the flat. The wide receiver is going to come down and out, and then he's going to bootleg the ball right there.
Okay.
Just like that. He needs to run the football.
John Perez, one of the safeties, number 37, timed his move so that there was no flag. It will be 3rd down and 6.
See it right here on the bootleg. Some real good ball handling. Sin comes up free, but watch this. Well, that's perfect. You just don't do it any better than that right there. The only thing you probably do better is to catch it. He just did not have quite the position to make the interception.
A key 3rd and 6. Not there. That's intended for Bradley, and defending was McMillian. So once again, the North is turned back in their bid to just move the ball for a first down. They just cannot come up with it in the second half.
And you got to credit, of course, Ray, as you well know, a little bit of that South defense for making the plays, because they have been right there. They have made the tough plays on defense to stop that North squad.
Hurt and Witten are the punt returners, and Schaefer will punt with 5:19 to play in what has been a scoreless third quarter. Oh, I tell you, good height, resulting in Witten signaling the fair catch inside the 20-yard line of the South. So the last time Schaefer punted, a fair catch was called for at the South 4. Now it's up around the 18-yard line.
Picked up a little bit on that exchange, a little bit of offense in the punting game right there.
5:11 to play, third quarter. The South scored first on a record for this Shrine Bowl Classic. Record field goal for distance of 47 yards. Volker hit that one. Then a short run for a touchdown, and then a spectacular pass for a touchdown. Across the 20 comes Cook, and a belated flag, one of the few flags.
I think we're going to see a face mask penalty, Ray. It looked to me as if that's what the one referee, there you see it right there.
Good call, Mr. Fiala. So the gain was to the 21. Now there'll be additional yardage tacked on.
Old linebackers are used to those calls, Ray. So see it right there. Yeah, he had no doubt. He had the cage. He had a great hold on that cage.
And
that
gets
is the face mask.
Gets the South out to their own 36-yard line. We've played 7 minutes of the second half. We've had no score. Nothing approaching a threat for a score. So the South continues to lead by 17-0. There's that Maryland eye with 3 backs lined up behind the quarterback. Williams. Now, you know, there are too many players who are slipping on this turf for it to be a coincidence.
Something wrong with the shoes, obviously, as we pointed out earlier. See it right here again. Williams takes the handoff. He's going to try to cut back to the outside, and he just loses that footing right there. And I don't know who it was there to make the play. Was it Mike Hines? That's what I thought. He was there to make sure he didn't go anywhere. But, you know, Ray, I talked about old linebackers. I'll just give you this one. In the NFL, the old linebackers you saw, who you think after this play might have been the toughest one you ever saw?
No gain. Well, the North has been stiffening defensively in the second half, but have been unable to get anything started offensively. Perhaps so many times when the defense does something, it somehow gets contagious, and the offense says, in effect, hey, we'd better do something. Let's see what the North does here now with a 3rd and 12 for the South at the South 34-yard line.
Ray, we talked about the footing, and there you'll see the players are just wearing conventional tennis shoes rather than any sort of turf shoe. And I think the majority of the players, all the players, are wearing those, and perhaps that accounts for the problem.
Witten completes his pass to his wide receiver, Ed Easley. He's a Lincoln young man from Pius 10.
See you right here, fake that dive and then bootleg to the other side. Now, usually the tight end is who you're going to go to, but this time he's going to hit that wide receiver down that left sideline, and he's going to head out of bounds. But again, we talked about the shoes, and I believe everybody is wearing just a conventional tennis shoe except for Troy Travis. He's got a different type of shoe on, but that's to no avail also because he slipped even worse than the guys with regular tennis shoes.
A first down was the result of that completed pass. Oh, wide open. That's his tailback. That's Spady.
Spady on the reception. The 2 Jasons involved in the play. Jason Spady on the reception, and number 85, Jason Curtis. Watch the block at the top of your screen here. Good play by Witten, faking that, putting that ball on the hip. There's the reception by Spady. Now watch the block. Boom, right there, and that was 85, Jason Curtis. Spady picks up about 20 to 30 more yards after that block by number 85, Jason Curtis out of Ogallala, Nebraska.
Now remember, with the ball inside the 10, the defense can now blitz They can do anything they want to right now. All restrictions are off. Pressure on Witten. He wanted to hit the same receiver, Spady, but pretty good pressure that time forced him to unload, I think, a little bit earlier than Witten would have liked, so it's going to be 2nd and goal.
Spady took a shot.
We have a player down.
Spady took a shot right in the rib cage, Ray, on that play, and we'll see it right here. Witten on the sprint out left, and watch Spady take the shot. The ball up in the air, a little bit overthrown. It exposes him, and bingo, right in the rib cage. I'll tell you what, that hurts. We all know, any of you that have played this game, you know how that feels. Jason Spady there being attended to, and hopefully it's just the wind out of his system. It looks like that's what they're intending to do, to get some air in his system. You see them pulling up on that uniform. But they're going to move the ball over to the other hash mark and hope that Jason Spady has just had the wind knocked out of him, and he'll be up and at him and ready to go once more. But you know, you get that ball up and away, and when you're concentrating on the ball, you're not worried about that defender lurking in the background there for you, and all of a sudden you're exposed and open up and you get the shot. It will be, when play resumes, 2nd and goal for the South at the 8-yard line of the North. 3:17 to play, 3rd quarter. Rezak is going to... I think Rezak was the one that made the hit, I believe. Yeah. Is that right?
No. Rezak is going to replace Spady. He's one of the, perhaps a half a dozen or so players who play a number of positions, including moving from offense to defense. And Rezak will replace Spady as one of the 3 backs in what is known as the Maryland I offense. Well, for over 100 years, police have not been able to identify London's mass murderer known as Jack the Ripper. Examine the evidence. It has baffled the experts. Watch Jack the Ripper, The Final Solution, next Saturday at 11 on Nebraska Public Television's Night Lights. Spady is able to get up and hopefully has not sustained any serious injury.